Good morning, Quadcopter 101 here. What I got for you today is a review of the new Eachine E70. Now, the Eachine E70 is something you don't see that much of anymore. I used to see it quite a lot, and that is micro-sized sport quadcopter, sport drones. Cheap, micro-sized sport drones. This one is rather inexpensive, but the idea is just to have simple fun flying with it. And with that in mind, there's not a lot to it. It's pure manual flying. Excellent to learn to fly with, actually, and excellent to progress with into sport flying. Now, the controls of it are simple. It does have headless mode and one key return, which you can activate by pressing into the throttle stick. But here's your throttle, here's your yaw, and here's your pitch, and here's your roll on the controller. And you can activate the flip button by pressing into the pitch roll stick and then telling it which direction to flip. You can turn off the lights of the quadcopter by pressing this button here, and that'll save you some flight time, since this only has a little 250 milliamp hour 3.7 volt battery in it. So I recommend turning off the lights if you're flying in daylight hours. And you can change the rates of the quadcopter, how fast it will go, how much pitch it will get when you give it max pitch by pressing this button here. This is your rate button. And the others are the actual yaw trim, pitch trim, and roll trim right here. So that's it. Very simple, very basic, but usually these can be a lot of fun. Let's see if this one's a lot of fun. So let's start it up. You start this up by first plugging in the battery. A little 3.7 volt battery, and this is hard to do for me with my older eyesight here, but there we go. And we're going to set the headless motor direction off in that way by pointing the quadcopter in that direction before turning on the transmitter. Turning the transmitter on, and you bind the quadcopter by moving the throttle stick fold up and fold down, and we should be good to go. So let's take off in low rate, and we'll go over into the grass, folks. Low rate is very docile. I got a full forward pitch here. It can barely fight the wind here. Let's go into higher rate. This is medium rate. Do we got an expert rate? Yes, we do. How about a higher than that? Nope. Beginner, intermediate, expert. So we'll go over here. Whoa. Okay. This is one of those ones with crazy yaw and expert rate. Let's go into intermediate so I can fly it. Yeah, expert rate's got crazy yaw, folks. Okay, now this has got nice proportional yaw in intermediate, and it can be higher yaw. Let's try the flip. Okay, going upwind. We got a bit of a wind here. Back flip, left flip, right flip, forward flip. So yeah, a cheap little fun to fly quadcopter. I used to see lots of these. There used to be a lot of good ones too, and then they don't make them anymore. One of my favorites was the WL Toys X252, for those of you who can remember that one. That was a blast to fly. And I was sad to see that they stopped making it. Whoa, 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 there we go. They stopped making the X252, and that was just sad. And I gave mine away to one of the schools. I shouldn't have done it. I should have held on to it. But, oh, okay, let's go back into beginner rate, because most people are, since it's a, okay, what did I just do? Headless mode. Okay, we are in headless mode. Pulling back on the stick, pushing to the right stick. Again, it thinks that's the headless mode direction. And if that's the case, let's try the one key return by holding down the button. One key return can't fight this wind. Okay, and am I in normal flight again by pressing the stick one more time? So we are in normal flight again. So it does have headless mode. But I recommend you beginners do not use headless mode as a crutch. It is just teaching you bad habits to fly with headless mode. There it is up close. Let's walk with it with the wind so you can see it. Flip it. Flip it again. And going back upwind again. Let the wind's picking up a bit here, flying by. So a good little micro-sized quadcopter. for intermediates and beginners alike to have a little bit of fun with. Whoa! I almost got a haircut there. Actually, I almost got my nose chopped that time. And it does happen with me every once in a while when I'm not paying attention. You gotta be careful, especially with bigger ones. This one's wouldn't hurt you, but bigger quadcopters, you get hit with props, you can't get hurt. Wonder how much flight time we're gonna get out of this little 250 milliamp hour battery. Hopefully a lot. This is the 4th quadcopter I was reviewing out here today. It's been a busy day today for me. Okay, no, it still can flip. Now it's got nice little lights on the front or on the bottom of it, and they are blinking. So that means we should be low on power here shortly. So we'll go over here into the shade here. Yep, they're blinking, folks. I don't know if you can see that or not in the shade here. You see the lights? That means power is getting low. That's Lvc warning. We have Lvc warning now. Let's see how much warning it does give us before that battery goes. And what does it do when the battery does die? Does it drop like a rock, or does it just do a nice gentle landing? So yeah, good to see that Eachine's bringing back some of these little sport flyers. This one is kind of shaped like the old 252. Got a teardrop shape, as you can see here, but not quite. 252 is a very fast little quadcopter. Very maneuverable too. Very sporty. This one's okay. It's okay. Good for beginners and intermediates. Okay, we're getting more and more throttles needed to keep it in the air. I'm going to call it quits there so I don't hurt that battery. There we go, landing it. And I did hit my hand there, didn't hurt. So, hope you enjoyed that flight. This is Quadcopter 101 with the Eachine E70.